We're with Frankie, Corrado, and Marc, Denis, and we are 1 week away from the announcement of Canada's Olympic roster. Guys, we want you both to pick one player that's in a dogfight to make this team and give us a case why they should definitely be picked. Marc, we're going to go with you first. Who would that player be?
Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki should be on this year's Team Canada Olympic team. I know they love the group of forwards they had at the Four Nations, and I understand that Nick Suzuki is on the outside looking in. What I like about him, this management group and coaching staff like smarts. He's got high hockey IQ. They like leadership. The team captain, post Four Nations, and before the trade deadline, went into his GM's office, into Kent Hughes' office, and asked him not to touch that group, and then took the team on his shoulder and brought them to the playoffs. He's always had the toughest matchups 5-on-5 because he's never protected in the batting order. He can produce on the power play. He's amongst the league leaders this season. He's a right-handed centerman that can kill penalties. What else do you want? And John Cooper, in a recent game in Montreal, said about Nick Suzuki that it was his coming out party, and he loves his smarts on the ice. I think Nick Suzuki should be on this team, and you know what? He'll love to be number 13 or 14 at forwards because he was on the outside looking in at the Four Nations. Nick Suzuki's my pick.
All those things are absolutely true, Marc. The other thing that Nick Suzuki has going for him, like the way he plays the game, and you and I watch very closely, how many times does he have a puck along the wall? So along the yellow dasher, he's one of the best players at getting it off the wall into the middle of the ice with minimal stick handling. So you know what that tells me? If Team Canada is really crowded down the middle of the ice, because it's going to be, you're going to have McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, among other centermen that will be there. There's versatility with Nick Suzuki, and you full well know that even though he doesn't play wing, you put him on the wall, he can make plays of significance. So the versatility aspect is something that Nick Suzuki has going for him, even though he only plays center with the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, it really sounds like Suzuki is bringing a whole lot to the table for Team Canada. So that's who Marc wants on the team. Frankie, which player are you fighting for?
Okay, I've come around to this. I am fighting for Matthew Schaefer now, and I have to be consistent with what I have said leading up to this point, that it would be very difficult for him to leapfrog all the left-handed shot players that are ahead of him. But what we've seen from Matthew Schaefer this year as an 18-year-old has been incredible. The fact that he's got 9 goals, the fact that he plays almost 24 minutes a night, the fact that he's not just surviving as an 18-year-old. He is full-on thriving. And if you put him into that situation where he doesn't have to be a marquee guy, he probably won't even be a guy who plays big minutes on the team. But knowing that this young guy who's been thrust into this situation that 18-year-olds don't really have success in is having the success that he's had, you put him into a situation where you just need him to play a little bit here and there, pinch hit, he's going to jump in and have that sort of same bravado. It's almost naive to the situation. He will do well in that spot. So Matthew Schaefer, based on everything he's done this season, I get it that he's young. He deserves to be on Team Canada for what he's done this season.
I love that pick, Frankie. And you know what that gray hair on the side says to me? We're going to see just like a 20-year-old Drew Doughty. He was on Team Canada at the 2010 Olympics. He ended up being on the ice in overtime for Crosby's golden goal.
Okay, so Suzuki or Schaefer are the top 2 picks for both of you. We'll see if either or both players make the final cut 1 week from today.